With Quadratum being one of the main worlds or realms that we're focusing on in Kingdom Hearts 4, there have been a lot of questions of just how Quadratum will work, since it's considered a place of unreality or fiction, or even some version of an afterlife. And since Director Nomura's latest interview with Young Jump, it seems that there's a bit more to just how Quadratum works, at least when it comes to how Sora may experience Quadratum. Welcome back, y'all. This is your girl Empowered Muse, and today we're going to talk more about Quadratum and just how it could manifest, at least through Sora and maybe even Riku's experiences. So based on Director Nomura's latest interview, he explained that Quadratum isn't a direct copy of the real-life Tokyo Shibuya, but rather it feels more like a dream, an unreality within reality. So it actually sounds like we might be entering more familiar territory than originally thought. So based off of Director Nomura's explanation in his latest interview, and based on what we've seen so far of Quadratum in the Kingdom Hearts 3 secret movies and the Kingdom Hearts 4 teaser trailer, we've gotten the impression that Quadratum is this more hyper-realistic world that pretty much resembles Tokyo's Shibuya district, at least in the area that we see Sora. But from some of what we've seen as far as the symbols and the images on the billboards, it's pretty clear that the Tokyo we're seeing isn't a one-to-one replica of the real version of Tokyo. And so that kind of broadens out exactly what type of version of Tokyo would this world that Sora and Riku are in best represent. Perhaps there are some indications that the version of Tokyo that we're seeing in the lead up to Kingdom Hearts 4 leans more towards the versions of Tokyo that we tend to see in other games like The World Ends With You and Persona, as opposed to a version of Tokyo that would place Sora in the middle of, for lack of a better term, our reality. Instead, the version of Tokyo that Sora and Riku would be in would still have that dreamlike fantasy aspect as a part of Tokyo, or rather Quadratum to them. If we look back at the teasers of Quadratum we've gotten so far, it's already pretty obvious that it won't be a direct copy of the Shibuya or Shinjuku districts of Tokyo, Japan, but it will encompass the spirit of these districts while still maintaining some sense of fantasy as well. And we kind of already see this most clearly in the signs and symbols on the different buildings in both the secret movie at the end of the Kingdom Hearts 3 base game and the Kingdom Hearts 4 teaser trailer. So one of the most obvious signs is the famous 104 tower that's in front of Sora as it pans over to him in the Kingdom Hearts 3 secret movie. Obviously, this is inspired by the actual 109 Shibuya Tower, but what's interesting is that this isn't the only version of the 104 Shibuya Tower we've seen in a game. The 104 Shibuya Tower also appears in The World Ends With You, but at this point it's not 100% clear if this means that the reality we're in now as Sora is a part of The World Ends With You universe. That said, I think it's kind of interesting considering that tower probably could have had any other number on it, or even be a direct replica of the 109 Shibuya Tower. But again, this kind of lends to what Director Nomura was saying, that this version of Quadratum that Sora is in probably seems more dreamlike and is actually a world of unreality within reality. Other signs that we see that point to Quadratum being this dreamlike version of Tokyo include the crown sign on one of the buildings in Shinjuku district in the Kingdom Hearts 3 secret movie on Riku's side, the building that has the D-Eater and D-Dream, which might allude to a callback to Dream Eaters from Dream Drop Distance, and probably most notably, a building that has a zipper on it, but also has some symbols that are kind of reminiscent of the symbols that we see in Missing Link. So it's these symbols and signs that kind of hint at Quadratum being more dreamlike than we may have originally thought. And these symbols that we're seeing, especially the 104 tower in Shibuya district, probably being the same as the one in The World Ends With You, also point to this aspect of unreality in reality that we will likely see in Quadratum. And speaking of dreams and dreamlike places, I think this revelation from Director Nomura that Quadratum feels more like a dream actually points to something the Kingdom Hearts lore is already very familiar with, which is this theme of dreams playing an important role in Kingdom Hearts. So now that once again we're about to see a story use dreams as one of its central themes, we may actually be coming into the Lost Master arc from a pretty familiar point of view. And not only will we see the concept of dreams being represented in how Sora may see Quadratum, but we may also see just how dreams could impact how Sora navigates this new world, how Sora and Yozora further interact, and even how Sora may be able to communicate with his friends since he's currently in a place where his voice can't reach those in the realm of light or reality. So we already actually saw a glimpse of this last point in Melody of Memory, when Sora essentially appeared and helped Kairi as she was sifting through her memories while asleep. which typically occurs when someone is dreaming. And we even saw that the secret boss fight with Yuzora was actually revealed to be a part of Yuzora's dream. And we have reason to believe that Sora also dreamed of this encounter as well. So exploring the concept and nuances of dreams is already proving to be a reoccurring theme in this new arc. Not to mention, there may come a time when Sora and Riku's initial contact while in Quadratum is not face to face, but rather through their dreams, which will be a bit different from their journey in Dream Drop Distance, because instead of Riku essentially diving into Sora's conscious and becoming Sora's Dream Eater to protect him, Riku and Sora would still be separated this time and may only be able to communicate with each other via their separate dreams. And since we already know that this is actually how Riku got his first clue to Sora's whereabouts in Quadratum, this likely will be the case for at least how Riku and Sora will deal with their initial interactions and investigative steps to find each other. This would especially be the case if Sora is in fact still further separated from Riku, because the Shibuya district in Quadratum may be the district that's beyond the veil or the afterlife, while the Shinjuku district in Quadratum is the district of the living. And so this new take on the importance of dreams in the Lost Master arc may result in the enlistment of help from the likes of Naminé and maybe even Lauriam after his recompletion from his nobody Marluxia. So Lauriam may be more important to this arc when it comes to working towards the arc's resolution because of what we previously saw in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, where Lauriam seemed to continue to have a connection to Strelitzia through his dreams. And while it wasn't just Lauriam who could use his dreams to connect to others, I think the fact that we explicitly saw Lauriam connect to Strelitzia through his dreams after she was killed could imply that Lauriam has a more powerful connection to the realm of dreams. So if we kind of pull together how some of the main players of the Lost Master arc are set up so far, the arena where a lot of the story building may take place might actually be in the arena of dreams. We already saw that this is how Riku and Kairi figured out where Sora was and how Sora and Yuzora met. Each person resolved their questions, or in Sora and Yuzora's case, found a new person and new questions through their dreams. And so one of the other main players of the Lost Master arc, who we haven't talked about in a minute is actually Luxord, real name TBD, who we know was revealed to be Yuzora's driver at the very end of Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. So it's already clear that Luxord is going to play some sort of important role for both Yuzora and Sora, especially since Luxord gave Sora a sort of cheat or a trick card after he was defeated in the Keyblade Graveyard in Kingdom Hearts 3. And because we're so used to Luxord being sort of the master over the probability of fate, I think we're almost kind of expecting him to exist in that role again in this new arc. But it could be the case that while the fundamentals of Luxord's abilities still deal in probability and maybe even changing fates, he could also have some hold over dreams. Besides, if we look back on the ending of Yuzora's secret movie, it did seem as if Luxord had something to do with Yuzora dreaming of meeting and battling Sora. Whether Luxord merely oversaw Yuzora's dreams or whether he actually used his abilities to implant the dream remains to be seen. And since Yuzora and Luxord seem to be on the same side of Quadratum as Riku, that is the side of the living in the Shinjuku district, perhaps Luxord has the power to enable those on the side of the living to converse or interact with those who are beyond the veil in the Shibuya district of Quadratum. But I'm hoping to dive a bit more into Luxord in a later video where we can really pick apart just what his new role may be in the Lost Master arc. So there is still a lot of mystery surrounding this new world of Quadratum, but I think we'll be more familiar with it than we might expect. And the sense of Quadratum being essentially dreamlike with Unreality set in reality may indicate that what we end up seeing and experiencing as Sora may be a lot more internal than we previously suspected. But I want to hear from you, so let me know what you think about this take on Quadratum in the comments below. If you want to explore some more Kingdom Hearts theories, I'll be linking another Kingdom Hearts theory video here in the end screen. And as always, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this video and want to watch more Kingdom Hearts content. And if there's anyone who may have questions about what to expect for the upcoming Kingdom Hearts games, be sure to share this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.